Hello everyone. Biscuit says hello. Glad to be here today. I've really been enjoying doing some great drugstore content lately. Loved putting together that whole $50 face. But you know what? A little comment rolled in and I couldn't get it out of my head, and it was, can you try some stuff from the Dollar Tree? And then I get on TikTok and I see Bethany Frankel, and she's just, having one heck of a time at Dollar Tree, constantly finding great things. And I'm like, it's time to give my Dollar Tree another shot, because I've always kind of felt like they never had what other people said their Dollar Trees had. Like in terms of beauty stuff, they were always coming up short. And I feel like I found a lot more than I'm used to seeing there. LA Colors is doing much more than they used to. I even found a couple things from a new line. I was looking for the Ioni stuff. Now that's a brand that I remember talking about in the old house, and I found it at Fred's Super Dollar back in the day. I don't even think I have a Fred's Super Dollar around here anymore. Didn't have much luck finding the Ioni stuff, but I'll keep looking for that. I hear there's some really good lashes from that line and just some other random things. But I have most of a full face here, and every single thing was $1.25. Incredibly fair prices, and I think the gripe a lot of times people have is, ooh, would you want to wear makeup from, Dollar Tree? And I'm here to say some of this stuff, for example, the foundation I have, paraben and phthalate free, gang. I got a bronzer. It's cruelty free, it's vegan, it's paraben free. It's $1.25. The thing you're going to notice kind of across the board with a lot of this stuff is smaller sizes. However, it still would amount to a savings if you bought more of it from Dollar Tree in most cases. For example, this little foundation is about half the size. It's half a fluid ounce, and usually with most foundations, 1 fluid ounce is standard. And if you still doubled up on this, you'd be paying less than even what you'd pay for the most inexpensive drugstore foundation like Wet n Wild, Hard Candy, etc. So yeah, I don't have absolutely everything I need, but I'll fill in the blanks with some other drugstore stuff where I need to. But I think this is going to go really well. I did some swatching yesterday, and I really think it's going to turn out nicely. But first we're going to go to this brand called Be Pure. Okay, I found 2 different things from Be Pure, a really good looking blush and this essentially ageless hydrating serum foundation. The biggest downside to trying to shop for makeup in Dollar Tree is the shade range. Like, they may have 1 shade in something. They may have 2 shades, and it's like 2 ends of the spectrum. It's really like luck of the draw. But this hydrating serum foundation says it's formulated for mature skin. This has B3, hyaluronic acid, and niacinamide. I mean, all the buzzwords. And I ended up finding light medium in this, so we're gonna use it. It might be a little dark, I don't know. We'll just try. So I squeezed out about a pearl-sized amount. Yeah, it might be a little deep, but feels very much like a standard liquid foundation. Not noticing any glaring texture concerns or like, oh wow, that's so different from what I'm used to. And some stores might be different. Some stores might have like an incredible range, but just speaking from my experience, there will be like 2 colors. Okay, so I'm getting out of this, I would say, a light coverage, maybe light to medium coverage out of it. I feel like it's definitely tinting my skin all over and making it a little bit deeper, just because the shade was not a perfect match. But coverage wise, I still, would have definitely some places everywhere to cover. I'm using my e.l.f. Duo complexion brush, by the way, to blend it in. It feels like it's added a little additional moisture to my skin, a little more hydration. It's kind of making me think of Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator, but maybe a little less coverage than that. But a similar feel on the skin, similar like consistency. And that's one of a couple products I found from this Be Pure line. Now for concealer, I got a couple things and I thought, well, they have this peachy corrector, but it looks like perhaps it might not be as brightening as I want it to be, so I'll just get the white. Well, this is actually a highlight with shimmer, so I wouldn't want to like be combining both on the under eye. So I think what I'm going to do is some of this, and then I'm going to just pull in, we'll pull in a little Wet n Wild Incognito. But let's see what this corrector's all about first. So peachy corrector, see how it is kind of like deeper. It's just what they had, trying to work with it. I mean, it's cool that they have some correctors. And a lot of the LA Colors stuff, guys, pretty much all of it, I think had a little new and improved sticker on it, okay? They all had this. So the idea with a color corrector, we're expecting that shade to neutralize darkness a little bit, which I think it kind of has to some extent. I think ideally I could have gone with an even lighter shade of peach, but still it's taken a stab at what you want a corrector to do. Now I'm going to take some Wet n Wild Incognito in light beige and go over with that, and that'll be my brightness. I could not find a concealer in my shade. They did have some wand applicator LA Colors concealers, but I think like tan was the only color available. But yeah, there's definitely more beauty stuff than there used to be at my dollar store. That's encouraging. And I hope they expand to some of the stuff I've seen other people talking about. Okay, what do we think about the coverage now? I'm feeling all right about this, but I really feel like I need to set this. And that's another thing I don't have is powder, because the compact powder was, again, one shade and it was too dark. So I'm gonna, again, use Wet n Wild Photo Focus. We're just gonna at least keep it affordable if we don't have it from DT. We are going to really set this. There's a lot of hydration in that stuff I first put on. My goodness. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Folks like watching rich people talk about cheap stuff. Bethany Frankel has figured it out, because when she starts raving about all that Dollar Tree stuff, it's interesting. And guys, I got a new eyelash curler to try as well. I thought, you know, what do I have to lose? It's $1.25. Let's try it. We'll see how that goes today. So I've powdered with my translucent powder and I still feel like I want to be more set all over. I'm going to throw on some CoverGirl Outlast just because I need something not quite as brightening as what I just used, and I'm feeling so moisturized. Guys, I'm feeling good about this so far. I'm just dusting away the excess now. I'm feeling good, and we haven't even gotten to like the wow products yet that I'm really, really excited to show you. I have a contour stick. This is LA Colors. This is in the shade medium. This does not say like vegan and paraben free, but it does say cruelty free. It says blendable shimmer formula, but it does not look shimmery. It's matte. Okay, we're gonna see if we can get some contrast out of this. I'm gonna like kind of double up on my lines since it's such a skinny stick. I mean, it's not skinny like lip liner, but you know, it's fine. Sephora 56. See what we get. Patrick Ta vibes. I mean, honestly, there's nothing wrong with it. It's blending in fine. Circular motions, and I mean, it's maybe just a little stiffer than like Wet n Wild Wears Walnut, but not bad at all. Sometimes people see like discontinued stuff at their Dollar Tree as well. I wasn't seeing a lot of that, like discontinued stuff from more mainstream brands. I was not running into that in my store. Should we try to do a little something to the nose? I don't normally, but... Questions, comments, concerns? I'd feel okay about that for just a nice soft light contour, but we also have a bronzer. Bronzer is in the flattest little compact you've ever seen. LA Colors Matte Bronzer in Bronzed Beauty. This is one of those that is cruelty-free, vegan, and paraben-free. It says natural looking tan. The amount in here, just for a little size comparison, it's 0.28 ounces. How much are we getting in a Rimmel Natural Bronzer? 0.49 ounces in Rimmel Natural Bronzer. And you're gonna be paying for that over double the price. Okay, let's see. We got a nice big wide pan of what seems to be a matte bronzer. Again, this is the shade Bronzed Beauty. Pigmentation seems really good. It seems soft as I put my brush in. Okay, there is nothing wrong with this bronzer. It's matte, it's adding a little color to the skin. A little definition. How was everyone's weekend? Mine was good. It was pretty low-key. Well, it kind of started off on Friday evening. A cat with some diarrhea in the house while I was at the library, and I was honestly pretty worried about it, and it was kind of messy. Sorry, yuck. It was that one back there, Biscuits, because we have 2 kittens in case you didn't know. But yeah, it smelled absolutely terrible, and my only guess is that maybe while there was a dish in the sink, maybe she licked something that was way too rich or just didn't agree with her at all. Fortunately, from that point in time on, she was making it into the litter box and started behaving more normally into the next day. When cats are walking around kind of slow falling low to the ground and you're kind of like, what's going on? It's very worrisome. I was watching her pretty close on Friday night. Okay, I have two blushes. I have this one from LA Colors. Blush was the thing where the selection was decent. From this little LA Colors line, they had several good looking shades, and I got the one called Berry Plum. And you know, they got that teeny tiny brush in there that's gonna be real hard to, you know, make it look right with that little brush. But the blush itself looks really good. I put it on yesterday and I was like, wow, true to color, you know, beautiful. There might be a hint of a satin finish in that one. And then I have the essentially ageless one from that Be Pure line, and this is called Luminizing Blush, infused with camellia oil, paraben and phthalate free. And this feels incredibly soft. Just like wow softness. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to make sure this gets into another video at some point in time. They're just such different shades. This Be Pure line is maybe the little bit more unknown for a lot of people. So look, just barely getting the brush in there, just rolling it in once. We're not swiping back and forth. And it's a toasty peach for $1.25. Man, would I like to see a full spread of all the shades of this. What do I even have here? You can't do a blush that looks this legit and then not put a shade name on. Okay, it's Dahlia. It's on the box. This was the little box it came in, by the way. A lot more luxe than we're used to seeing in the DT. It had a lot of cute Easter stuff too. I didn't really dig into that yet. Look how beautiful this is. I'm building a little just because I like it so much. Yeah, we're having a real blush moment with that one. I like that. And I really like this too. I just like threw that on yesterday as I was kind of getting the lay of the land. Now for highlighter, again, this, I thought this was going to be just like a color correcting mixer because it does say Conceal Correct, but alas, this is an actual shimmery highlighter, okay? See that? Get a little bit on my hand there. I'm gonna use my little putty brush from e.l.f. and we're just gonna dab some of that cream highlight on top. It's wanting to set kind of quick. Yeah, I would not swipe this on the skin and then like do something on the other side for a minute. Blend immediately. I can't remember if there were a bunch of powder highlighters hanging around there. I guess I didn't really see them. This is pretty once blended in effectively, but I'm almost having to press a little harder than I want to. And look, what I've already put on my hand is almost already fully set. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna do some more. Get it on my brush. Immediate blend. End result, pretty. A little up here. Oh, also, if you're in the candy section, look for something called Groovy Bananas. They're very good. They're like gummy, but they're sugar-coated, and they are an amazing texture, and I would highly recommend them. Here we go, friends. Here is my Dollar Tree complexion. Now, are we lacking maybe a little bit on the coverage on the under eye? I feel like we are. I kind of feel like that corrector darkened up that area as a whole for me and just didn't do exactly what was necessary, but that's okay. I feel like the overall skin did well. This was pretty good, definitely added some hydration, evened out my coverage a little bit. Shade was not ideal. This bronzer and these blushes though, those really like impressed me quite a bit. Okay, I have a brow pencil. It's LA Colors. Again, everything is $1.25. I got this in the shade medium just because it looked right by the outer packaging. What we have here is a very standard pencil, and then we do have a spoolie on the other end. Let's see what she will do. In swatching it on my hand last night, it felt like, you know, fairly dry. Not a ton of moisture in this pencil, but I don't always want that in my brow pencils anyway. So we'll just see what we can get here. I think she's definitely filling in. She might not be quite as dark as some of the pencils I usually get. Really, that's not bad. And then I've got my spoolie here. Can totally pass for my everyday brow. I mean, look. Works. Yeah, in my Dollar Tree, the makeup was actually moved to a totally different area, and it seems to be taking up a lot more room. They had also like some skincare stuff as well, which I didn't really dig into. There were a few kind of haphazard brushes. I'd love to see something really consistent and like a full range of Dollar Tree brushes. That'd be great. So here we are, just filling and fluffing. I really feel like as the pencil has gone on, it's softened a little bit. It's gotten a little warmed up, you know? So that's good, and then we just brush through. I don't have any brow gel from LA Colors or any line from Dollar Tree, so we're just going to use our NYX. This is Control Freak, and just a clear brow gel to go through here. So far, so good. Gonna pop on some Milani eyeshadow primer. I really want to give this little eyeshadow trio a fair shot. In terms of what I saw there, eyeshadow-wise, there were some trios. There were some little 6-pan palettes, and we're talking all LA Colors. They do some larger palettes that are like yay big, and they probably had 12 or so shades in them. I've used those in the past, you know. I kind of know what those are made of. I mean, granted, they're probably a little different formula from what they've always been, but I wanted to just trust my gut and go with the thing that I thought was probably going to work best. And I got this little trio. I thought, okay, let's go for every day. Let's go for something. This is called Tumbleweed. Feel like there's a country song that should be coming to mind right now. I'm gonna swatch these. These feel soft. These feel just fine. Just perfect. So we've got a golden bronze, a brown, and then kind of like a light taupe. This looks totally workable, guys. I didn't want to do anything off the wall. I didn't want to grab for something that I didn't think was going to be like just a totally realistic, workable situation here. I'm going to go into that dark brown. Well, it's kind of more like a medium brown, really. And we're just going to get that going in the crease. Nice, smooth matte. Yeah, throw this in with my Wet n Wild, with my Milani, with my whatever. Tumbleweed. Let's say you're doing like job interview makeup from the Dollar Tree. Like, look, this look is totally presentable. The tough part is going to be with complexion stuff, with like the powders, the concealers, the foundations, finding your shade. Unless all the other stores are doing it a lot better than mine, it can be tough to find your shade. Look at this brown. Enjoying, loving, living. I'm gonna pick that up with a flat brush now, and she's gonna go on the outer part of my eyelid. Tumbleweed is such a cute little word. Biscuits, you want to be renamed Tumbleweed? She is facing exactly back from the camera. She's like too bright in here. I want to be part of things, but dang the lights. I cried so much during Idol last night. Some emotional moments, you guys. We also do have a sponge tip, and we're going to use that for some of the shimmer. And keep in mind, you could also use your blush and bronzer like this. Bronzer could be a fine little eyeshadow addition if you wanted an extra color. But I'm really pleased with this so far. We've just worked with that matte brown. Then let's go into this one. It's kind of a golden bronze, and we're just going to use our sponge tip because that can press it on as good as anything. Actually, my finger puts it on even better. I don't know why. Like, I'm just getting even more color intensity, the fullness of color. I guess maybe I can just press a little harder. I don't know. But then maybe we could go in with the other side and the lighter color and a little bit of that right here. So this is just this one. Whoop. When I was in there and I was seeing what was available for eyeshadow, I didn't think, ooh, let's do some crazy novelty Dollar Tree look. I thought, what can I do that a person who literally had just a couple dollars to spend on eyeshadow could feel like could be their everyday thing? And I think we've totally gotten there with it. I'm taking a little bit of the dark brown now. I didn't grab an eyeliner, guys. I wasn't even thinking to. Eyeliner is not one of those things I'm often attracted to buy. I think I probably knew somewhere deep down that it was going to be dry and it was going to be tricky, and I just didn't go for it. We just went smudgy, smoky lower liner there. That's fine. And we have a mascara that, who knows? I got the one called Bold Lash in the pink tube, so you are getting a smaller mascara, but again, maybe you could buy a couple and still spend less than what you'd spend on a mascara at Walmart. This says new and improved. It says bold plumps lashes, cruelty-free, vegan, paraben-free. Shade is very black. Brush is kind of a tight spiraled around brush. Okay. Oh, but we have a new lash curler. It feels like there's a nice little squish there. That's very important. The shape looks like it's probably going to work. and nice squish to the little pad. If the pad is too hard, nothing's getting curled. So let's just see. I mean, if this gives Shiseido a run for its money, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I've been singing Shiseido's praises for like 2-3 years now. I'm doing it the exact same way. I'm just pulsing. It seems like it fit my eye shape pretty well. Well, it looks like it curled them. Okay. Definitely curled them, like came in contact really well with this part of the lash. These, it kind of crimped them. I don't know what to say, like out a little bit, not right at the root. So that could have been my error in getting it on there, but I just put it on how it felt right. So far, this is kind of wanting to clump a little bit together. I'm hoping I can work with that and undo it some. I need one of those little metal lash combs from Amazon. What I'm meaning is it's like it's taken little teams of my lashes and making them team up instead of separate. If I lost all my makeup, could I make it work at the dollar store? Pretty much. And then if we're talking Dollar General, that's a whole other story where they're carrying several known brands. You're gonna find Maybelline in there, you're gonna find CoverGirl. They've got Believe Beauty, which we know is a rock star line. Believe Beauty is gonna be $5 or less. The other brands are gonna be priced pretty consistent with what you pay for those more mainstream big brands everywhere. When I go into a Dollar Tree, it's like, I don't know what the heck I'm gonna find. When I go into a Dollar General, yes, you pay more, but there's an element of reliability and, you know, actually getting what you think you're gonna get. I'm not loving the mascara because I feel like it is, again, clumping my lashes together. The curl on my lashes is not terrible. And it's actually really good on part of the eye. And on the other part of the eye, I feel like the lash is riding out and then deciding to curl instead of just immediate curl. But it could be worse. I want a little more va-va-voom, you know? I thought I got the mascara that was gonna be the most dramatic. She's trying. Okay, I am getting some length over here. It might not be looking like as many lashes, like as good a volume, but the length is building. If you were a person who had like a lot of thickness in your lashes naturally, maybe you'd really go for this. The brush is nice because it's not too big and bunglesome. Like, I enjoy that really skinny style. This definitely could have been worse. I think I've done all I can do, and really it's fairly good there on the lashes. It took a lot of work, a lot of raking through, a lot of building, but I really can't be too mad at that result. Like, that was a $1.25 mascara and they're up there. I'm not putting it on the lower lashes because I still got danced and I got things to do I don't know if I can trust. But I've got a couple things from LA Colors for lips. I didn't buy these at this go round for some reason. I don't know, I flaked out on lip products, but I already had these. I know I got this from Dollar Tree, this lip crayon in the shade Deep Love, and it's actually really pretty. It smells good too. Oh, smells like a little bit of a coffee scent. Oh, just like sweet, but it's going beyond just plain vanilla. And it's pretty dusty rose kind of shade. Maybe a little more nude. And it's smooth and creamy. Really nice everyday type of thing, okay? And then I also have this one called Matte Lips. And this is in the shade Beau, B-E-A-U. And this is a little more rosy. And I thought, you know, if I want to add a little more color, this is a little more like thicker feeling formula. What you knocking down over there, girlfriend? Oh, look at her looking all cute. Oh, little angel. As I was saying, this is a little bit thicker feeling formula. I can just add a little. Nice and rosy, okay. And I had another thought, a couple little adjustments we could make. We could try building up a little bit of that dark brown in Tumbleweed. Grab your Tumbleweed and grab a smaller brush, like Profusion Small Pointed, and just see what we can make of that. Yeah, just as I suspected, she can be built and we can lift a little bit. And you can kind of make up for the fact that maybe the lash isn't doing everything you want it to do. Get right to the crease. And then I'm feeling myself do little circular motions upward and out in the direction of the outer corner of the brow. Yeah, that shade can definitely go places. And it's easy to blend, you know, it's not chalky, it's not dry. Really good. And then, since you've gotten to look at this shade on the cheeks the whole time, what if we added just a little more of this? I really want you to see this. This is the shade Berry Plum from LA Colors, and they did have multiple shades to choose from. But it's really, like, it's gonna bring some pinkiness here. I love it. It's got a little bit, I think, of a satin finish in there. The rating on this channel is XB, Extreme Blush. I just want you to know that that's $1.25. And that's great. And I will continue to use that for sure. So all in all, my loves, I'm happy with this look. What things impressed me the most, and what things will I be most likely to continue to use? Like, I don't just want this to be like, oh, that one time I used the Dollar Tree stuff and then never used it again. What will I be most likely to reach for again? Both blushes. Those are going into the happy basket here. This trio, Tumbleweed, like that. The matte bronzer, yes please. Both of these lip products, I mean, who can't deal with that shade? The lip crayon, think creamy, lighter feel. The matte lipstick, not overly drying. I've worn it on its own, but pretty rosy pigmented color. The brow pencil, I have no problem keeping that in my brow rotation. What things are kind of in the middle for me here? The Hydrating Serum Foundation, I mean, number one, shade is not ideal. Number two, I feel like it's so comparable to the Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator, but like not as much coverage as that. So therefore I don't love the look quite as much, and I'm not like jumping up and down for this one. Same deal with the contour stick. I've got so many different contouring products. This is not bad. I will hold on to it. But it's like the stuff in this basket I thought was legitimately really good, and I'm not like, oh, yay, yay, this is awesome. This eyelash curler is kind of in this category too. I'm not gonna let go of this. I think I'm going to continue like working with it a little bit, seeing if I can get it in better contact with my lash line. Maybe it just doesn't naturally fit it as well as the Shiseido does. So it's not an immediate yes, but it's something I think, you know, is okay. Things that I'm honestly probably not going to use much, if at all, anymore. I feel like this corrector is too dark. I think it overall deepened up my under eye more than it needed to. I think this other thing that says conceal and correct, but it's actually a highlighter. Due to speed of blending, we made that work, but it wants to dry fast on the skin, and I don't need that stress in my life. And then this defining bold lash, I can already see some curl droppage starting to take shape. I'm not thrilled with the mascara. I would be open to trying some other kinds. That was the best. That's where the recommendations are, and I'll be looking for more because I've seen some people finding some pretty cool stuff from, like I said, the Ioni brand. If Bethany Frankel keeps touting Dollar Tree the way she is, I mean, they're gonna need to keep putting more stuff in there. But yeah, thank you all so much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.